Hello, my name's Yuan, founder and CEO of Daily Surprises Media, a lead generation agency for coaches and service providers that have generated over 100 client wins just last year alone. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you how do you get clients for free on Instagram. And more specifically, I'm going to share with you the 4-step framework that all my clients use, I use on a daily basis to get clients for free on Instagram. And not only that, we also get clients consistently as well. So I'm going to show you some case studies on how they actually implement the framework. So you know it's not just theory. You also see how do you actually implement the framework so you can pick up the framework and do it yourself as well. And definitely stay towards the end because I'm going to share with you the $1,000 giveaway that we're doing right now. I'm pretty sure you don't want to miss. If getting clients from Instagram for free is something you want to learn, then definitely keep watching. Before we actually jump into the meaty part, which is the framework itself, I think it's very important to go through what do you actually need in order to get clients from Instagram, right? So there's many ways you can do it. You can do it organically, which is what I'm going to teach you today. But there's other people out there that use funnels, using ads, etc. But regardless of what method you use to get clients from Instagram, there's only 3 key elements you need to figure out in order to get clients consistently from Instagram. And I'm going to put a diagram on the screen now while I talk through it. So basically, when you think about getting clients from Instagram, you really need to fulfill the 3 steps of a funnel. So the first layer of your funnel is targeted eyeballs. Targeted eyeballs, another way to call it, is impressions on Instagram. It's making sure that you're getting attraction from the right people on Instagram, right? So I'm going to use an example here. So hopefully that will connect all the dots for you. Let's say you are opening a new restaurant, right? So you need foot traffic. So how do you get foot traffic? Well, there's multiple ways you can do it, right? You can do ads on local newspaper. You can making sure that your restaurant is in a location where there's lots of people walking by every single day so they can discover you. You can send out flyers. There are many ways, but you need to making sure that you're getting targeted eyeballs, as in foot traffic, in front of your restaurant. So that's the first layer of your funnel. And the second layer after that is to making sure that you have a beautiful front and everything is optimized to attract people to go from just eyeballs into somebody who actually stops and check you out. So using the restaurant example, that would be someone actually stop and in front of your, let's say, the big window of your restaurant and check out your menu, right? So for Instagram terms, those will be followers, right? So you want to turn those targeted eyeballs into followers. That would be the second layer of your funnel. And the last layer of your funnel, which is the fun part that we all love, that is converting them actually into paying clients. So from follower to clients, that's the layer you need. So go back to the restaurant example. Let's say if somebody actually stops at your restaurant, they're so attracted to your restaurant because you have a beautiful outside sitting, you have amazing menu just outside, you have very friendly people saying hi when people passing by. How do you then get those people who stop and check you out to stop and decide to eat in your restaurant, right? So you can actually come out and just say, hey, we got this special today. Do you want to come in and check it out? Which is an invitation to invite them to check you out, right? So similar thing for Instagram. DM is just a way of doing that, but it doesn't need to be the only way, right? There's multiple ways you can really nurture your followers into clients. And we're going to talk about that later through the 4-step UN framework. Now that you're super clear on what actually you need to do in order to get clients from Instagram, which is to fulfill those 3 layers of a funnel, you might be thinking to yourself, well, why do I need a 4-step framework then? Don't worry, I'm going to explain that in a second. I'm going to flip my camera around to start sharing my screen so I can talk you through it. I have a few slides, which will make things so much easier to understand. Bear with me. So as promised, here's the 4-step framework that help you to really solve that funnel problem, right? So the reason why there's 4 steps for the kind of 3 layers of the funnel is because the first step and the third step of the framework actually solves the first layer to making sure that you're getting as many impressions, as many right eyeballs on your profile as possible. And then the second step framework is actually making sure that you actually convert those impressions into followers. And the last step of the framework is to making sure you have the right conversion system or sales system, whichever way you prefer to call it, to actually convert follower into clients. But we're going to go through them one by one. Also, I know it's very cheeky because my framework is actually the name of my name. And if you know me, my name is Yuan. So it happened to be that. But we'll leave it there and explain to you what does each letter actually means. So Y stands for your unique brilliance, right? So there's actually many elements to it. So you want to making sure that your bio is optimized, your Instagram profile is actually searchable, as in your keyword reach. So people can actually find you on Instagram if they're looking for a specific person just like you, right? You're also making sure that your hashtag is optimized, because a hashtag is like keywords for a website, right? So you want to making sure that you're organically discoverable. As well, all of everything is kind of optimized, integrated. So you're making sure that once you get the right eyeballs, you have a way to kind of send them through your funnel. Because not necessarily everyone actually use Instagram as a standalone funnel. A lot of my clients, they actually more active on Facebook. Instagram is just a way to actually sending new leads to their Facebook groups. So that's where we change bits here on their bio, on their content, to making sure we're pushing people towards their Facebook funnel. But there's many ways you can do this, but this is kind of overarching framework that help anyone to really to identify how do you need to set up your profile in a way that's optimized personally for you. The second part, uncover your gap, that's basically content that actually converts. So we're going to go into that in a bit later, but content that actually covers the gap is basically making sure that you help your ideal clients to be problem aware and solution aware at the same time. And they actually generate curiosity in between, so that they actually see you as authority. They not only just feel the pain, they actually see the hope as well. And they know that you hold the solution, they want to get your support. And the next bit to it, so accelerate your growth is something I'm really passionate about, to getting more eyeballs on your profile through the right engagement methods, through tracking, etc. So all of our clients, we do tracking for them to making sure that the engagement method we use is always optimized as well. For any of our consultancy clients, they actually get our tracker as well, so they know how to do it themselves. So I'm a big fan of tracking, and definitely not a fan at all to do the engage 30 minutes a day, kind of the general message that everyone's talking about on the internet. If you go back a few YouTube videos, I think you'll be able to see, like I'm talking about why that is the case. But if you can't find a video, definitely feel free to DM me and I can dig out that for you. And the last bit, as we mentioned before, you really need that sales system, sales conversion system to really nudge somebody over the line, right? Because if you don't do that, you basically have tons of leads in your profile, but they're not really converting into clients yet. So nudging them over the line, again, there's tons of ways to do it. But if Instagram is your only funnel, as in you're not really pushing them through your Facebook funnel, through your email marketing funnel, etc., then your funnel will maintain within Instagram. Then story and DM will be your main method of actually converting somebody into clients. But more on that in a later slide. So your unique brilliance in action, right? So as I mentioned before, there's so many pieces that actually contribute to your unique brilliance. There is the hashtags, there is the profile optimization, there's the highlights, there is the link in your bio. So all of that, like searchability, everything combined into your unique brilliance. That is the reason why when somebody comes to us, it's not just about, oh, let's making your Instagram pretty. Like that's not something we do. Is we're actually optimizing every single thing to making sure that organically you actually are optimized and people can find you very easily. When I say people, it's not just anyone. Your ideal clients can find you very easily, right? So you can see this is my client Ade. She actually gets somebody to find her through a hashtag that I provided to her. So this is very important. You can see the post actually doing a lot better than any other post as well, because now her hashtag is optimized. But remember, hashtag is only a small part of your unique brilliance. There's more pieces to it. But right now, if you want to, understand how do you optimize your hashtag, again, go back a few YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure I talked about hashtag strategy already for this year. So second step of my framework, uncover the gap in action, right? So what does that actually looks like? Uncover gap is really targeted at your content, right? So this is a very common mistake people make, is they just share a personal story or share some random educational tips, or like 3 ways to do this, 5 tips to do that. And then they have a call to action, say, DM me if you want to jump on a discovery call. And what they normally realize is that no one actually ever take action on their call to action, right? So when you tell them like DM me or reach out to me, comment this, like they realize the audience is not really taking the call to action. Why is that? It's because their post is not converting, right? So I'm going to show you, this is my DM inbox, and you can see that there's tons of people reach out, reacting my stories. There's people telling me that, directly actually can jump from eyeballs into clients directly. That's how powerful the content is. They would actually ask me what's my pricing for my one-on-one. And I often tell people, DM me this word conversion to get a certain freebie, DM me a word hashtag to get another freebie, stuff like that. And my audience do take call to action. So why that is the case is because all of my content, that's not the right thing to say, actually not all of them, but majority of my content, right? So I do have other content pillars, but majority of my content where I build myself as authority is uncover the gap type of content. So what that means is actually I'm talking about where they are right now. So I'm meeting with my audience where they are. I'm going to talk about the ideal state they want to in. And then I'm going to highlight and also uncover the gap that's kind of making them stuck, right? So here's what's a lot of people missing is they know where they are. They know where they want to be, but they haven't quite figured out what's keeping them stuck, right? So that's what my content do, kind of explain them in a way like, okay, here's what's causing you stuck. So one of the examples could be, I know my clients do engage 30 minutes a day. Although that work for some people, normally works for the people who have strong self-discipline, right? For the people who are very easily get into the content rabbit hole, they are unlikely to actually use 30 minutes engagement as engagement time, but actually become consuming content. I know that, right? So, because I did so much market research. So that's where I would call out, be like, hey, I know you're doing this. You want to have a big audience, you want to have a big community, but here's where you are right now. Here's what you're doing. I'll explain to them why it's not working and I'll introduce my method there, right? So showing them a different method. And at that point, just straight away, they know what's their pain point. They can see the hope because they already see that a lot of my clients are doing amazingly using my framework. So they see me as authority. They know that I hold a solution and they're curious to find out more. So that's why uncover the gap talent content is so important. If you're doing tons of call to action in your content right now, but no one actually kind of reach out, then I would say a big part of it is likely to be your content. Although there's still a part that, maybe you're not attracting your ideal clients, which is why you have lots of engagement on your account, but no one actually reaching out. So it can be a combination or it can be either, but that's where kind of personal consultation really help for us to help you to identify where the real problem is. So if you're interested in getting personalized support, definitely DM me or just leave me a comment, but just know that I may not be able to read through every single comment. The most efficient way to reach me is just to DM me on Instagram. Right. So next step, accelerate your growth. So as we mentioned at the beginning, here is another part where we actually really accelerate your growth, right? Like we can definitely get people to discover you from hashtags. It's almost like having your website discovered by Google research, right? When you rank for certain keywords, but that takes quite a long time to actually build up to a place where people can actually find you because you have high domain authority, all of that good stuff. So how do you make your growth much faster? How do you not wait for years before you actually can just purely rely on organic growth? And that is through your targeted outbound engagement, right? And that's what we do for our clients. We find ideal clients on Instagram. We know where the ideal clients hang out, and then we just go there and engage with them, right? So when we do outreach engagement, it's almost like a tap on the shoulder, right? We get their attention. Obviously, we have no control over if they want to come back and engage with us, but that's the starting point that we're getting the right attraction. When their profile is optimized, obviously, if their ideal clients get interested and come back and check them out, they're very likely then to engage back. So as you can see, this is my client, Taylor. So when she first worked with us, she actually haven't been able to grow for many, many years. And within the first month she worked with us, she actually 10 times her growth, right? So you can see that she actually gained like over 100 followers, because this is compared to previous week. She actually gained over 100 followers just in the first week working with us. How crazy is that, right? That's because we actually integrated, we're not only optimize her profile to making sure that organically she can discover by her ideal clients. At the same time, we're doing so much outbound engagement to making sure that she gets seen by the right people. And that's the reason why she can grow so quickly. So nudging in action. Obviously, I can't really show you my client's DM, so I'm going to show you mine. You can see here are a few examples where I'm having conversation with my leads and kind of convert them into clients. So one of the ways is actually they ask about my discovery call and I kind of convert people on the call. I have people directly just asking about my pricing and I kind of tell them a bit more, understand a bit more what they're looking for to making sure we're a good fit. And similarly, I also have people directly just reaching out about packaging and pricing, all of that good stuff. So the reason why I can get to this point is mainly leveraging stories and content, right? So second step, my framework, we already talked about that. My content does a lot of warming up. And also I have a similar strategy for my email marketing as well, and as well as for my stories. So with my stories, with my content in general, I can already kind of pull out my warm leads, right? Because those people already reach out to me. They already raise their hand, be like, hey, I've been following you for a while in the shadow. I kind of need your help. Can you help me? So I know that those are my warm leads. And if I just leave them to kind of figure them out themselves, what can happen is internet is a very noisy space, right? They might get distracted. They might go off to somebody else. So I really continue that conversation to help them to identify if I'm a good fit for them or not. And if it is, then we're going to jump on a call, or sometimes we just close that conversation in DM and then become a client. So making sure that, you know how to navigate a DM sales conversation, making sure you know that how to identify your warm leads and hot leads is super, super important to convert your followers into clients. Okay, now you know what the framework is actually about. Before I actually go into some case studies to go a bit deeper to show you how do you implement those certain parts of the framework, let me just give you what I promised you at the beginning of this video, which is to talk about the $1,000 giveaway. It's actually the first time we're doing a giveaway. That's why I'm making it extra juicy right now. So one winner from this community can actually win 1 month done for you lead generation service, which means my team will be on your account for a whole month to generate leads for you using our framework. And on top of that, you're going to have a strategy optimization session. So as we covered in the framework, especially in your step 1 of your framework, you need to making sure that your profile is really optimized to attract the right people. As well as step number 2, we need to making sure that your content actually converts and starting converting those eyeballs into followers, right? So to making sure that you're getting the best ROI when my team's on your account, you're going to have a strategy optimization session for that. So if that's something you're interested in joining, making sure you go to the description box and then check out the giveaway post. The giveaway can open 3 days ago when I filmed this video, and I already have over 100 comments on it. I do encourage you to join because it's an opportunity you don't want to miss. It's not just the value of the giveaway, that's $1,000. Think about all the leads you can have by the end of the month. Those can turn into customers that will be worth much, much more than $1,000 to you. So make sure you join it today by going to the description box and check out our giveaway post. So our giveaway will close on 25th of February 2022. There's a chance that by the time you watch this video, the giveaway is already closed. But don't worry, we might do other giveaway in the future. So making sure that you still go to the description box and go join our waitlist, so you will be alerted firsthand whenever we open our giveaway again. Now let's get back into the case study, and I will just change my camera angle again so you can see my screen. Okay, so as you can see, this is the post I actually shared on my Instagram a while back now, but all of the case studies are still remain the same because a lot of these clients are still working with me today. So they have been with me for more than a year already because they see results, which is consistent. That's why they're staying with me, right? But we're not going to keep bragging about that. I'm actually going to show you what part they actually changed in order to see crazy result like this. So this is one of the clients that we mainly focused on kind of working on her first step of the framework, which is to enhance her unique brilliance, where we're making sure that her hashtag is optimized, like really, really optimized in her niche. She was actually trending, like a few of her posts actually went absolutely viral on Instagram. And that is one of the reasons why she's seeing crazy, crazy growth in terms of both reach, impression, and actually follower as well. And as a result, you can see that there's people discovering her website, there's people who are buying her meal plans, etc. So all of that rapid growth is really coming from mainly the first step of the framework, actually, and the third step as well. That's when we start done for you engagement, right? So we're going out there, not just relying on just organic reach. We're actually constantly, actively making sure that the new eyeballs are on her content by go out and do outbound engagement. So I would say for her growth, the main change coming from the step number 1 and step number 3 of the framework. Her content is already pretty on point by when we start working with her, and also her kind of conversion strategy is already in place. So it's mainly the step number 1 and 3 that made the difference that you're looking at on this post now. And Sarah, I'm still working with her today, but she's having more than 1,000 followers now. Actually, let me quickly check. I have a feeling she is actually closer to 2,000 followers than 1,000. So yeah, she's actually having nearly 2,000 followers now. So when she first came to us, she's having less than 1,000 followers, but still she's actually sometimes she's reaching more people than 1,000 followers. So one of the big reasons why is we actually optimized her hashtag and optimized her searchability. So previously, when people was looking for a chiropractor, her profile actually wouldn't come up because the keyword is not in the right place in her profile. So we fixed that. We also fixed her highlight. We fixed loads of stuff on her profile to making sure that whenever we get an eyeball on her profile, they're very likely to convert into a follower. We're also putting a conversion system for her in place so that, she know what to do when she get a new follower in order to convert them into clients, right? So for that reason, she actually is one of the clients we actually really implement every step of the framework to get this kind of result. So that's literally the first week we're working together, and you can see that she already have new patients coming from new followers, and some existing followers decided to come in, right? So I'm telling her it's fantastic news. Really good job on posting the type of content we talk about, posting them consistently. So we're posting Uncover the Gap type of content as well. We have a conversion system now in the back end. And as well, we're keep adding in new leads into her pipeline for her to convert. That is the whole reason why she can see results so quickly. It's mainly because we really implement every step of the framework. And obviously, I already share with you some of my stories, but I also want to show you the power of hashtag, right? So you can see that I'm actually on top post for some really, really good sized hashtag. I'm right here for my reel. I'm right here for single post as well. So it really gave me a lot of visibility, which then helped me to attract so many people flooding to my DMs and wanting to know more how I did this. So this really just shows you every single step of the framework matter. You can't skip one of it. If you skip one of it, part of your funnel, part of your chain would break. So in order making sure that you have a really healthy flow of people, flow of funnel, you need to making sure that you consistently executing the 4-step framework so that you always have a lot of impressions, which then convert into a lot of followers, which then convert into a lot of clients, right? If that's your goal, you need to making sure you execute the 4-step framework consistently. Now, at this point of the video, you've learned exactly how to get clients on Instagram for free. And you've learned the exact 4-step framework that my clients use and I use every single day on Instagram to get clients consistently. You've also seen some real case studies that actually shows you the power of implementing the 4-step framework. And as I promised you at the beginning, you now know how to join our $1,000 giveaway. While you're waiting for our next week video, making sure that you check the video on the screen now, which is the video that I did a couple of weeks ago showing you how to actually generate unlimited content that actually converts, which going a bit deeper into the 2nd step of my framework. Thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.